Okay, what we're living through right now is government failure at its best. The American government was originally designed to serve us. But today, what do we see? It's serving billionaires, special interests, the politicians themselves, lobbyists. I mean, the deep state, these are people that have been in the government forever and working for the government forever. That's not what our forefathers planned. Today, we're all overworked and taxed to death. It's absolutely crazy. The middle class is shrinking year after year after year. And I think that no matter if you're a politician, if you're a forever employee of the federal government, if you're a lobbyist, if you're anybody, you have to admit that the way we got taxes is from the middle class. And if you continue to do things like uncontrolled spending on defense in the name of defense when nobody's even close to having the amount of national defense that we have, no one has even close to the guns or the nuclear bombs that we have. If the special interests continue to get their way and pocket the lining of the billionaires that are out there, if the lobbyists continue to sway our politicians over making some of the most insane decisions ever, well, I think we can all agree, all of them and all of us can agree that the federal government is going to effectively eliminate the middle class, which is the source of all of its revenue. This is why the middle class party exists, to take back and to bring light, to shine light on what is going on in the federal government and give a new option for the people of the middle. I mean, we can all see that the Democrats are losing people left after right. Left after right. I mean, everyone. Who wants to be aligned with the Democrats right now? I mean, my goodness. It's like they're cheering the death of people who've been assassinated. They're cheering, whether it's President Trump getting shot. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. I look at this that goes on out there, and I scratch my head and wonder what happened to the liberalness of the liberal party and the Democrats. I mean, at one point, I thought I was liberal. In the 80s and 90s, I thought I was liberal. Yes, out of all the money we take, I would fight and argue like, hey, let's not spend so much on national defense. Let's give some to the poor, the homeless. But what we know is even when they do that in California, what happens? You have their own party is asking where the money went, the billions and billions and billions of dollars. Where did it go for the high-speed train? The billions and billions of dollars that they want to take care of the homeless with, where'd it go? I mean, research after research finds out that actually it's not profits who are friends of the elite politicians that run them. I mean, I think that we all can agree that whether it's the far left or the far right, they're radicalized. The average human being in America believes that being right in the middle. It's interesting. I Googled what did our I should say I AI'd it, right? What does AI technology say about how this government was formed? Real quick, I'm just going to say this is AI, right? What we all thought the federal government was for. The primary goal of the federal government was designed by the founding fathers was to create a stable, effective government that could protect the nation's interests and individual liberties, all while avoiding tyranny that they had experienced under British rule. They sought to strike a balance between a central government, powerful enough to function, and one that was constrained enough to prevent the abuse of power. Hello? Hello? Does that resonate with anybody? To prevent the abuse of power. Now, what's happened in America is that when we all vote, we all stand up and we're like, we're voting for the right president, and this one's right and that one's wrong. This is right and that's wrong. And the reality is the government was designed not to have everything land on one person or one group of people on the federal level. It was designed to split the powers between the state and the federal government. The Founding Fathers' vision was a new federal government was shaped by their experiences under both British monarchy and the weak government of the Articles of Confederation. Their solution, the United States Constitution, was a blueprint for a new form of government based on several key principles. Now listen to these. Protecting individuals' rights. That means you can think anything that you want. You can be gay, homosexual, lesbian. You can have a lesbian partner. You can do anything that you want. You can be LGBTQ. You can be anything you want. You can also be on the far right, and you can do whatever you want over there. It doesn't matter. What you do, it doesn't matter as long as you don't impede other people's liberties. The fundamental rights of its citizens, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Happiness for you and me are two different things, aren't they? As articulated in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and particularly the Bill of Rights, was designed to protect these rights from government overreach. What's the worst thing that the government can say? Don't worry, the government's here. That's the far left. Also, we don't want to go too far right where the government has nothing to do and they don't care about anybody, right? We can't have that and we can't have that. We should have somewhere in between. Therefore, they created a federal government with enough power to address these issues, but they also strictly defined and limited its authority. The most notable found in Article 1, Section 8, which is the enumerated powers of Congress, separation of powers and checks and balances. To prevent any one person or group from gaining too much power, the Constitution divided the federal government into three distinct branches: legislative, which is Congress, the executive, which is the president, and the judicial, which is the Supreme Court. Each branch was given the ability to check the powers of the other, creating a system of checks and balances to prevent tyranny. Hello? To prevent tyranny. Federalism, the last main point here. Founders established a system of federalism which divides the powers, the federal government, and state governments. This was a compromise between a powerful central government and independent states, ensuring that states retain a degree of sovereignty and could address local issues, while the federal government handled matters of national interest, like foreign policy and interstate commerce. They didn't talk about, in these papers, about abortion. They didn't talk about, half the things that we're talking about today. But what we want to do as a group, both of these parties have set out to say, we want the federal government to do something it wasn't designed to do. That's designed for the state. If Illinois wants to have free abortion and they want to do something for abortion, California wants that, okay. If the people in that state vote against it, okay. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I can understand both sides of that equation. We'll take something as controversial as abortion. Man, I've got a hot ticket there, don't I? One side says it's immoral and against God's rule. Well, the Constitution wasn't necessarily based on the Bible, was it? No. We're not following strict Bible rules in the Constitution. You live in America, you're following this guideline. That's the guideline we have to agree with. Now, I don't like the idea of abortion. Let's be real. I also don't think that it just should be we can give anyone an abortion anytime that they want. I think that's insane. But both of these parties spend billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars fighting each other. And let me ask you something. What's come out of that? Nothing. Just hatred. Sheer hatred. Sheer unbelievable hatred. Now, what about coming together? Is it possible instead of billions and billions and billions of dollars and all of a sudden we get Roe versus Wade and it makes it legal, and then we reverse that and it becomes less legal? I mean, I'm all for, to me, I think there's lots of cases that abortion should be allowed. And I was raised a strict Catholic boy. But I can't say what a woman should do. It's not my job. Do I think it's a human being? Sure. But I also can't spell that out for them. It's not me. This says it's not my place to do that. The document, which is what we all agreed by living here, we agreed to this document. We agreed to the framework in which it says. And so federal government is for federal affairs, international affairs, and interstate commerce. That's the purchase of products across state lines. That's what it says. If the state wants to do something, so be it. If the people in that state don't like it, then they vote those people out. That's the idea. The idea here, ladies and gentlemen, is if you want to believe in a different way, we need to, understand that both parties have become extremes. And a new party needs to evolve. We need that. Because you have a choice of extreme this or extreme that today. How is that even reasonable? I don't like either one of them. Do you? I mean, both of them cater to the lobbyists, which, by the way, why have a lobbyist? Everyone has an iPhone today. You can put ChatGPT on it. You can put Google Gemini on it. You can put Grok on it from X. You can put anything you want on it. And see, the thing is they can do any research that they want with Google and AI. So how dare they tell us, oh, they still need lobbyists? No, they need lobbyists because it lines the pockets of the politicians. The same people who can't seem to vote themselves out of being able to buy stocks. They say, it's our right to buy stocks. Really? 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 If you need to make money in the stock market as an elected official, maybe you shouldn't run for Congress and go back to your state and get a job. It's supposed to be a part-time job also. The federal government never said, hey, yeah, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and all these people, don't forget they're on the right too, right? Anyone else on the right-hand side that's a forever politician? Yes, quit your job and just stay there and get your place a house in Washington, D.C. No, it was designed to be a part-time job. It was designed that you go there and go back to your state which you work and represent the people from there. To listen to what their problems is. And not just to fight, not to just vote party line. I mean, it's insanity. Have you seen anyone vote with the other side of the party? And if we take Minnesota as an example, if some 3 heroes or 4 heroes or a handful of heroes actually vote against the Democratic Party, then you have a wild nut job that goes and assassinates them because they didn't do that. How literally awful is that? Or we have Charlie Kirk on the other side who has an opinion. Our founding fathers wanted all of us to be able to have an opinion. And we wanted to be able to come together and make decisions together and actually cross boundaries and talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it leaves us no alternative other than to find another solution. And we need to vote out these horrific people who use lobbyists, who listen to the deep state, the people who are stuck in government and don't ever want to get out and want to keep things the way they are because they love spending our money on their policies and on their own pet projects. I mean, really? Like, the federal government's guideline didn't say invest into a train, a high-speed train that was billions of dollars was stolen from. Thank you, Gavin Newsom, from your own residents and from the federal government. You have nothing built. Nothing. Nothing. Believe me, it's not just the lunacy left, it's the radical right that does the same thing. Trust me, the stories are just as strong on the right-hand side of the equation as it is on the left-hand side. No, I'm passionate. I'm a passionate patriot. I'm a passionate man that believes in the federal papers, the federal document, the Declaration of Independence that says we keep the federal government and the state government separate, that the federal government had its clear guideline and the states have their guideline. If you are interested in learning more about this, please join the Middle Class Party at themiddleclassparty.org. Share this with your friends and family. Please press like, share this, because I don't know, it seems like there's like 10% that are radically left and 10% of people radically right. I think 80% of us are sick of everybody. I think 80% of us would like to just go, hey, what we want to do in today's world is figure out a way to come together, to actually have a meaningful conversation, not just scream and yell, you suck, and scream and yell, you suck, and yay, my president got the way, Biden got elected, and then Trump got elected. We're on a seesaw, ladies and gentlemen. It's like we're radically this way, and then we're radically that way. Can we all agree it's not working? That's the only thing I'm asking for all of us to come together on. Can we all agree it's not working? Join me in changing the world. My name is Drew. I'm here to serve you.